Hello everyone. Today we'll start learning React and building application from the scratch. First of all, what is React? React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces, as you can see, that allows developers to build complex UIs, I mean users interfaces of course, using a declarative syntax, which makes it easier to understand, maintain, so instead of dealing with the low level details of updating the DOM elements, if you don't know DOM elements, you should go back to JavaScript tutorials. That React provides a high level API for building and rendering that UI components. So the theory will be enough and we'll start building and installing everything that we need for React. Okay, so we just go through the docs. We'll create a new React app. What do we need? We need to create npx create React app, but first of all, we need a node. So go to the Node.js.org website and download the current version of Node that you need to install in your operation system. So for myself is macOS, you can have Linux, you can have Windows, whatever you have, you should install it. And after the installation, you create everything, you done that installation, we can go back to create React app and create our React app with that command. So we'll copy it, go to our VS Code, we'll open the terminal with terminal, new terminal. After that, we will just create npx create React app, but we will paste it here and we will press enter and wait till our application will create. Right now, when application is being created, I will just go back to the website and explain you something more about React. With npx create React app, we create the whole package with the React that we need to, because React is based on JSX, that we'll just briefly go through it. And the next parameter that we just got here is our name of application. We create, as they said, my app, but also we can write down dot. When we just write down dot, we will have the possibility to create React application in the current folder where we are. So if we just, for example, are right now at that folder, my app, there will be nothing in it. We can easily write down npx create React app that, and the application will install everything inside that folder. Okay, so when we are just waiting for it, because React is quite a big library, remember that's not framework, and right now we've got everything that React offer us. Of course, it's all is right now installing some more dependency that we need, but we'll just go briefly through all the elements. Node modules, all the node modules that we have, for example, Bubble, which help us to translate our JSX to JavaScript, HTML, and so on and so forth. And a lot of more things that we can install with npm install and something like that. Public folder, it's quite important for us because right there we've got index.html file where we have got the root element where we would create all the web pages that is being created inside that ID. Also, we've got favicon, we don't need it, we can delete it. After all, the logo, one, first and second, manifest about that, all of things, and robot.txt. Also, we've got source file I mean src, and right there we've got app CSS file where we just got all the CSS for our app.js file. Right now it can be like a little confused for you because there are some kind of JSX right there. Right there you can have more of it, so we'll just go briefly through it, but don't worry, we'll take our time. But first of all, we need to know how the React is built in the folder structure. Okay, we've got also index CSS, app.ts, test.js, where we can test our application, report web vitals, and setup tests, where we can set up our tests and so on. Okay, right now, as you can see, there are a lot of files, but really we don't need them. First of all, we don't need favicon, so we can right click, delete, move to trash. We also don't need logo, we don't need both of them. Okay, we also don't need robot.txt. Okay, app.css we don't need also, so we will delete it. We'll keep alive our app.js because that's where magic will start begin. Also, we will just delete that app.test.js because right now we don't need it. Index.js will stay, and the last three of them we will delete. So logo, report, web vitals, and setup test. Okay, so we've got everything in our trash. We've got less files, so it's like more friendly for the users that start the trip adventure with React. And we'll just go briefly with package.json, package.json log. Okay, so with package.json you've got our name, version of our application, and dependencies which are installed. As you may know or do not, there are a lot of dependencies that you can install with React, like Redux, React Auto DOM, and so on and so forth, which will help us and provide more possibility to create not only better application, but also will help us with some features. Right there we've got scripts. For example, there are some commands right now where we, for example, write npm start, our application will just start. Build when we test, eject. So for example, build when we're just starting to thinking about deploying our application, we need to build everything up. Also, we can have dependencies, dev dependencies. There are some kind of differences between them because dev dependencies you can only have them when you are at the development mode, and the normal dependencies stay the same whenever you will just be on the development mode, on production mode, it doesn't even matter. So right there you've got a lot of Node modules like bubble versions, and you can just go through it, but I don't recommend it because as you can see that would take you an ages. I just tried like a few times when I was just bored and can't sleep to read through that and find out some interesting things, but right now it's too much for me. And that git ignore, that's the file that our application is prepared to initial to get through, and we can just follow and commit and push our application to GitHub repository, which we will also be doing in the next lessons. Okay, but right now when you just make some application, create some application, we can just start and check if we can npm start data. Okay, we cannot, but why? You can know why? When you just go back, we've got React script starts. But you know what? We are at the wrong folder. You have always remember where you are. So we have to cd to my app. Wow, cd my app, and right now npm dot start. We'll wait. Also, we will have some errors. We have to have some errors, or we will not, because we have some missing. Oh, that's what I mean. That's what I need. But as you can see, the application trying to connect and open it. And right now you've got some errors that cannot be resolved and you have to just deal with them. Errors in React, there are a lot of types of them, and we'll go briefly in the next lessons about the errors and how we can handle them in React and JS. So right now we don't have at our app.js cannot resolve logo.svg. Okay, so we will just delete it, and we can delete everything from there because we know that there can be some problems. We don't need class name right now. We can have, for example, in div we will create some h1 element. Hello. And it should resolve the problem with logo svg. Also, we need to delete app.css, and also we cannot resolve report.videos. You have to go through each error, find out where that error can appear, go to that file and okay, here is it. But remember also that we just got that report web videos also right here. And we just got cleaned, and our application should work as we expected. So we'll go to that application. But where are you, Pikachu? Anyway, we'll just go briefly here. Localhost 3000, and you just got hello displayed over there. And in the next lesson, we'll go briefly about how is it working, why there's return on the function and everything's working correctly, what should we do, what were possibilities and the previous version of React, and also how we can create some components in React. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please leave a like, comment, whatever you would like to. And see you at the next lesson. Bye.